I'd like to call our Monday, December 1st, 2025 Oakwood City Council meeting to order. Would you please rise and join me with the pledge to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a roll call, please, Lori?
Mayor Duncan?
Here.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Here.
Mr. Stevens?
Here.
Mrs. Turbin?
Here.
Mrs. Jackson?
Here.
And may I have a report on the minutes of our November 3rd, 2025 regular session and work session, and our November 17 work session? Councilmember Jackson.
Yes, Mayor. I have read the minutes for the council's regular session, work session, and executive sessions for the dates you cited. Upon review, I found them to be complete and correct. I move that we accept the minutes as written.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So ordered. Under status reports, I have a public safety update. Our Public Safety Department has been very busy over the last several months. I'd like to update our city on some of their above and beyond activities and achievements. The Citizens Police Academy wrapped up its 10th and final week with a graduation ceremony in council chambers. Captain Keith Benson and Lieutenant Damian Baggett welcomed participants and reflected on their engagement throughout the program. Captain Chuck Balaj also shared opportunities for continued involvement through the CPA Alumni Association, which supports department initiatives and community outreach. We applaud Public Safety Director Alan Hill for bringing this outstanding idea to the City Council 8 years ago. The Citizens Police Academy strengthens understanding, trust, and collaboration between our public safety staff and the residents they serve. PSO Cameron McElroy served as a lead instructor for a specialized Tactical Crime Suppression Unit, TCSU, course on surviving injured engagements and a specialized course for female officers focusing on firearm proficiency and defensive tactics. 33 officers from 12 area departments attended these sessions. This training strengthens skill development and supports professional readiness among regional law enforcement personnel. PSO Sarah Whitaker recently visited Oakwood's 4th through 6th grade classrooms to deliver presentations on bicycles and e-scooter safety. Her sessions focused on understanding the different classes of e-bikes, the importance of helmet use, following traffic laws, signaling turns, and avoiding unsafe riding behaviors. These educational efforts help ensure young riders develop safe habits that protect themselves and others on our community streets. In October, Captain Chuck Balaj served as the opening keynote speaker at the Idaho Office of Emergency Management's State Conference on Emergency Preparedness held in Moscow, Idaho. Representing the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force, Captain Balaj presented on the FBI's response and investigation into the 2019 Oregon District shooting. Over the past several years, he has been invited to speak at numerous conferences across the country and internationally in 2003 on this topic. We thank Captain Balaj for his continued professionalism and representing both the City of Oakwood and the Safety Department with distinction in this critical national role. Lieutenant Matt Staley was awarded the Kettering Regional SWAT Rookie of the Year team member who demonstrates exceptional skill, dedication, and rapid professional growth during their first year on the team. Congratulations to Lieutenant Staley for this outstanding achievement. Several weeks ago, the Kettering Regional SWAT team responded to a barricaded suspect in Miamisburg following threats made against his spouse and responding officers. Oakwood SWAT members, PSO Ross Green, PSO Ryan Wells, and PSO Cameron McElroy, assisted in the response. Through effective communication, the subject was safely talked out of the residence and taken into custody without incident. Thank you to all team members for their professionalism and for helping bring a dangerous situation to a safe conclusion. Finally, it was my honor to attend the 100 Club of Dayton biennial gala at Moraine Country Club on November 7, 2025. Founded in 1969, the 100 Club of Dayton is a supporting organization of the Dayton Foundation, supporting families of public safety officers in Montgomery, Greene, and Warren counties. The Robert B. Jacob Award of Merit and the Community Service Award was presented to Oakwood Detective Casey Ballinger. Cheryl McHenry of WHIO-TV was the MC, and her comments are below. Our first nominee of the night is Detective Casey Ballinger of the Oakwood Public Safety Department. Detective Ballinger serves as the sole investigator for the department, investigating all significant incidences in the city of Oakwood. She also serves on the Miami Valley Human Trafficking Task Force and is a federal task force officer with the Department of Homeland Security, specializing in human trafficking. In 2024, Detective Ballinger received the Investigator of the Year Award by the Tactical Crime Suppression Unit, which recognized her for 2 significant investigations in the city of Oakwood, in which she served as the lead investigator: the uncovering of an elaborate money laundering scheme in July 2023, and the successful identification of a bank robbery suspect in Oakwood in July 2024. As a federal task force officer, Detective Ballinger has been involved in several noteworthy cases, such as the arrest of an international war criminal in June of this year for his actions during the 1994 Rwandan genocide. Detective Ballinger played a key role in bringing this individual into custody as he resided in Kettering, Ohio. Last year, Detective Ballinger assisted in spearheading an investigation at Fial Glass, which involved an alleged $126 million money laundering scheme and a massive human smuggling operation. Most recently, Detective Ballinger was a lead investigator on a case which resulted in an 82-count indictment against a former bus driver, including numerous sexual assault offenses against children. These high-profile cases aside, Detective Ballinger's nominator, Captain Keith Benson, is just as impressed with the high degree of dedication, hard work, and professionalism she brings to her everyday work for the department, fielding phone calls, performing follow-ups, and assisting the citizens of the Oakwood community. As Captain Benson stated, the high standard and work ethic Detective Ballinger has set for herself is something to be emulated. The combination of her talent and work ethic sets her apart from other investigators. As a direct result of Detective Ballinger's efforts, the city of Oakwood will receive $513,000 in contraband revenue in 2026. We will use these funds for public safety equipment in 2026. And please remember, human trafficking is a worldwide scourge, and we are not immune from it. In fact, our geographic location exacerbates this heinous crime in our region. We thank all our public safety officers, and when you see them around town, please thank them for their service to our city and beyond. We also have been aware as a city council for the last at least year and a half, as there's been a marked increase in the number of e-scooters and e-bikes in our community. That's something that we definitely plan on talking about as a full council starting in next January and February. A couple issues for our citizens to remember is that e-bikes are regulated by state law. Most e-bikes, we have almost no authority to regulate them other than to decide to allow or prohibit them on bike paths and sidewalks. State law categorizes e-bikes into 3 classes. Most e-bikes used and sold are Class 1, a pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour, or Class 2, a throttle up to 20 miles an hour. There are comparatively few Class 3 pedal assist and or throttle up to 28 miles an hour, but those are increasing in our community. An e-bike capable of speeds higher than 28 miles an hour would probably be considered a motorcycle under state law and would be required to meet the equipment and licensing requirements for motorcycles. There are no special rules for classes 1 and 2. They are treated like regular bikes and have no age limits, helmet requirements, etc. Only Class 3 carries restrictions. Must have a speedometer, the rider must be 16 or over, must wear a helmet, and may only be used on streets. State law says all 3 kinds of e-bikes can be ridden on streets. Cities cannot deviate from that. State law also prohibits e-bike use on sidewalks unless the local jurisdiction allows them. Oakwood allows sidewalk use, recognizing that many are used by younger children, and we don't want to force them to ride in the street. Police are not permitted to stop every e-bike to check stickers. They must have probable cause to make a stop, such as an officer estimate of speeds exceeding 20 miles an hour. The issue relating to sidewalks, which we do have the ability to regulate, has pros and cons, as well as all the other issues related to e-bikes. I would have you visualize someone riding an e-bike going west on Spirea or west on Beverly that wants to cross Far Hills to get to Harmon Elementary School. Do we want to force, we already have a barrier between the sidewalk and Far Hills, which is within 1 or 2 feet of one another, and do we want to force those riders onto Far Hills only to cross the walk to get to Harmon, to be able to get to Harmon School? So the main point of this is to say that City Council is aware of the issue. There are pros and cons to this, and our ability to do anything is significantly restricted by the state. So there will be more to come on this. All of council encourages parents to explain safety rules to all their children that have these bikes. There was one thing that council was totally in agreement on, and I saw this myself. Probably a 13 or 14-year-old had his throttle e-bike going less than 20 miles an hour, in fact, significantly less, and that's because he was texting while riding on his e-bike. So that is currently against our law, and if I see him again, I'm going to make a citizen's arrest. That concludes my public safety report. And I've now lost my agenda. Here we go. We have several special visitors here this evening. We have Rob Stevens' extended family here in the audience. Congratulations to you for attending. We have newly elected council member Sam Dorff, who's in the audience, and he will be sworn in to City Council at our next meeting in January. And we actually have Steve Byington's spouse here too, because she's a special guest anytime I get to see her. Congratulations to you. And then the most important of our special guests, we have County Commissioner Mary McDonald from Montgomery County. She was a former mayor of the city of Trotwood, and she's been on the Montgomery County Commission now. I think you're finishing up year 2. You're one, excuse me. So I'd like to ask you to come to the podium, and if you can state your comments for our record, and we welcome you to this great city of Oakwood. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you so much, Mayor and Council and citizens. I've been making my first year all about getting out and visiting the various municipalities, the townships and the cities, and there are 33 of them, to say hello and to introduce myself for those who do know me and those who do not, but also to just say that you've got a friend at the Montgomery County office, that you can always reach out to me. I spent 19 years in the city of Trotwood, 8 of which were as mayor. So I know kind of what things go on in cities and challenges cities have and successes that cities have. And listening here today, you have major successes here with really great people that you work with. So I just wanted to bring my my office to here to you and to basically answer any questions that you may have of me, and also to know that, again, our great long relationship I'm looking to grow as a result of being a Montgomery County Commissioner. We work together as mayor, but this county commission is a different kind of seat, and I want you all to know that I am here for you for anything that I can do in your interest.
Well, thank you very much. Your budget at the county is significantly larger than ours, so we look forward to you spending it wisely.
Yes, we will for sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Does anyone have any questions for Commissioner? All right. Well, thank you very much for attending.
Thank you. What I have to bring
Yeah.
you as well is our 2025 State of the County.
Okay.
And it is information that I think you might find useful as we move forward into next year. You'll be getting regular information from us to let you know what we're doing downtown with your resources and ours together, trying to meet the need of the county.
Well, thank you, Mary, for coming to our meeting.
Thank you so much for having
Appreciate
me,
it.
Mayor. Thank you, Council, as
Okay,
well.
you're welcome to stay, but tonight's budget night, so.
Budget night. It's budget night for me tomorrow. Thank
Okay.
you.
Very good, thank you. Again, as this is our visitor portion, if we have anyone else who wishes to address council on this or any other matter, this would be your time to come down to the podium and state your name and address for the record, and we would welcome you. All right, we have a big crowd here, but no one wants to talk, so I guess that will allow all of our city council members to begin our legislative agenda. And I will start with Councilmember Turbin, who has an ordinance.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This ordinance is to amend Appendix A, the Public Services Rate Sheet of the Oakwood Streets and Public Services Code, to increase the water service rates and the sanitary sewer service rates. This is the second reading of this ordinance to increase water and sanitary sewer rates, which is needed to meet operational and upcoming capital needs. This increase would take effect in January of 2026. The typical residential customer in Oakwood uses between 300 and 900 cubic feet of water per month. Based on that usage, a typical residential bill would increase by approximately $7 to $12 per month for water and $3 to $10 per month for sanitary sewer, for an overall increase between $10 and $22 per month. These rate changes were presented to the Citizens Budget Review Committee as part of the 2025 budget briefings on October 14th and November 18th, and their response was positive. This is the second reading of this ordinance, and I move that council adopt it tonight.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments for Councilmember Turbin? All right, hearing none. Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
And Vice Mayor Bying also has an ordinance now.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. This is an ordinance to make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Oakwood during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. This is our annual budget ordinance, which appropriates the city's funding for 2026. This ordinance is required under Section 6.5 of the city charter, and when adopted, provides formal authorization to the city manager to spend public dollars in providing city services. Our total city budget is divided into 5 primary parts with budgeted spending in each as follows. Our general city services is $21,603,029. Refuse services is $2,171,209. Water services amounts to $2,239,667. Our sanitary sewer service is $2,780,667. And our stormwater services, which is $367,510. We have a citizen budget committee that includes 33 members and is represented by residents from each of our 8 voting precincts. That committee met 4 times this year, and at its November 18th meeting, voted to endorse this 2026 budget. Under Section 3.04 of the city charter, this ordinance will take effect upon its passage, and I move that council waive the second reading and adopt it this evening.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions for Vice Mayor Byington? Hearing none, Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
And I think Vice Mayor Byington did yet a second ordinance.
Yes, this is an ordinance to repeal ordinance number 5011 and establish an amended personnel schedule dated December 1st of 2025 and to declare this an emergency. This is an ordinance to update the city's personnel schedule. For all non-bargaining unit employees, the updated schedule authorizes pay increases of 3.75% in 2026. These are responsible increases for our non-union employees that are consistent with the raises authorized by current collective bargaining agreements for our union employees. This ordinance is being introduced as an emergency measure to ensure that it takes effect as of the first pay period of 2026, which actually begins on December 15th of 2025. So I move that council adopt this ordinance tonight as an emergency measure for the reasons stated in the ordinance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions for Vice Mayor Byington on this ordinance? Hearing none, Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
And I think you have yet a third
Another one, yes. This is an ordinance
You're
to
on a
set
roll.
the maximum compensation of the Oakwood Municipal Court clerk, the deputy clerk of court, and bailiff, and to declare this also an emergency. By law, the Oakwood municipal judge determines the actual salaries for each court employee, but City Council is responsible for setting the maximum amount to be paid for each job classification within the court. This ordinance will increase the maximum compensation for all court employee job classifications by 3.75%, consistent with the increases for union and non-bargaining unit employees. I move that council adopt this as an emergency ordinance so that these pay increases will be effective, consistent with the timing of pay increases being given to office and management staff.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Another chance to ask Vice Mayor Byington a question. Okay, hearing none, Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
And I believe you have one more?
Two more, actually.
Two more.
This is an ordinance to establish an amendment to the organization and staffing schedule of the city for the purpose of creating, modifying, clarifying, and/or eliminating certain job classifications as needed to meet the city's operational needs, and also declaring it as an emergency. This is an ordinance to update our organization and staffing schedule so it reflects the city's current staffing needs. The most significant changes are in response to a consultant-led organizational assessment conducted earlier this year, which recommended consolidating functions of the Leisure Service Department within the Public Works Department, as well as the use of contracted services for swimming pool and mowing operations. So I move that council adopt this ordinance tonight as an emergency measure for the reasons stated in the ordinance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Would you please call the roll, Lori?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
And last one, this is an ordinance repealing existing chapters 137, the Leisure Services Department, and chapter 171, the Leisure Services Advisory Board chapter, adopting new chapters 137, Personnel Department, and amending chapters 131, Service Department, and 163, the Beautification Committee chapter, all within the Oakwood Administrative Code so as to update the same for consistency within the city's organizational and staffing schedule. That's a very long title to an ordinance which basically just says we are updating their administrative code to reflect departmental changes that were just approved through the new personnel pay schedule and the organization and staffing schedule. It is effectively a departmental reorganization that accomplishes two things. First, it eliminates the former Department of Leisure Services, transferring those duties to the Department of Public Works, and it adopts provisions for the establishment of a true personnel department with duties handled by a director of personnel instead of an HR manager. So I move that council adopt this ordinance tonight as an emergency measure for the reasons stated in the ordinance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions? Hearing none. Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
Thank you for your great work, Vice Mayor Byington.
Yeah.
It is now time for Councilmember Stevens, who has an ordinance.
Thank you, Mayor Duncan. It's an ordinance to approve current replacement pages to the Oakwood Traffic and General Offenses Codes. Each year, we pass an annual housekeeping ordinance to align our local traffic and general offense codes with changes that have been made at the state level. This ordinance will adopt our 2025 replacement pages for the Traffic Code and General Offenses Code. I move the council adopt this ordinance tonight as an emergency measure for the reasons stated in the ordinance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions for Councilmember Stevens? Hearing none. Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
And we want everyone to have an opportunity, so we have a resolution by Councilmember Jackson.
Thank you, Mayor. This resolution adopts the NIST Cybersecurity Framework version 2.0 as the official cybersecurity program framework for the City of Oakwood and authorizes implementation in accordance with Ohio House Bill 96. Whether it be ransomware attacks, exfiltration of confidential data, or other malicious intrusions, cybersecurity is a growing concern for local governmental networks and information systems. We're all familiar with how these cyber attacks have caused millions of dollars of damage. House Bill 96, passed at the state level earlier this year, includes specific provisions requiring cities to adopt a cybersecurity program. We are fortunate that Oakwood's existing cybersecurity measures are very robust, but there's always room for improvement. The resolution I'm introducing will adopt the National Institute of Standards and Technology Cybersecurity Framework version 2.0, also known as the NIST framework, as the basic framework upon which our enhanced cybersecurity program will be developed and implemented. The NIST framework provides a widely recognized, flexible, and risk-based approach for managing cybersecurity risks across critical operations, technology systems, and information assets. Throughout 2026, city staff will utilize this NIST framework to strengthen protection for sensitive data, improve the city's resilience against cyber attacks and other disruptions, and ensure compliance with the new law. So tonight, I move that council adopt this resolution.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions for Councilmember Jackson? Hearing none. Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
And finally, I have the longest resolution of the evening, but you're going to enjoy it because it's a walk down memory lane. It's to express appreciation for the public service of Rob Stevens as a member of council of the City of Oakwood. Whereas on November 3rd, 2009, Rob Stevens was elected by the citizens of Oakwood to serve on the city council, the governing body of our fine city. And whereas on January 4, 2010, Rob Stevens was sworn into office. Whereas during his 16 years in elected office, Rob Stevens served Oakwood with distinction as he worked to preserve the wonderful attributes of our city and always looked for ways which we could improve. Whereas during Rob's 16 years on City Council, he served as the council's liaison to the Miami Valley Communications Council and the Beautification Committee, and as chair of the council committees for safety and traffic and streets and alleys. And whereas during Rob's 16 years of active and consistent involvement on council, the city of Oakwood completed the following significant projects. Approved the Oakwood Athletics and Recreation Master Plan, constructed and dedicated the Krieger Field Dog Park, purchased the parking lot on Orchard Drive behind the Oakwood Club, approved opening of the Grace Learning Academy at St. Paul's Church, signed a reciprocal lease with UD for use of the Old River Fields and tennis courts, installed decorative street lights in the Far Hills Business District, addressed the financial issues caused by the removal of the Ohio estate tax, aided in the creation of the Oakwood Farmers Market, approved the construction of the Route Song Retail Center, approved the opening of the Top of the Hill Preschool at Lutheran Church of Our Savior, completed the Far Hills Business District Street Tree Replacement Project, partnered with Oakwood City Schools on building Lane Stadium, accepted donation of the Virginia Hollinger tennis facility, resolved a property use dispute leading to the construction of 84 condominiums at Point Oakwood, approved business office uses at Sugar Camp, approved multiple amendments to the Point Oakwood Development Master Plan, approved the construction of the Russell Total Wealth and Wellness Office building at Sugar Camp, built and dedicated Cook Park at the corner of Oakwood Avenue and Skank Avenue, completed the Schroyer Road renovation project, including a road diet, reconstructed the Schaefer Park tennis facility in partnership with Oakwood City Schools, constructed the Oakwood Community Center parking lot, oversaw CenterPoint's multi-year project to rebuild the natural gas distribution system, established the Oakwood Citizen Police Academy, coordinated the institution of a drop-off box for the safe and proper disposal of prescription drugs, established the Assisting and Contributing to Oakwood Resident Needs, also known as the ACORN program, implemented the online registration system at the OCC, constructed the recycling and yard waste drop-off facility, converted an Orchard Park tennis court into 2 pickleball courts, updated the parking lot at Krieger Field Dog Park, completed major upgrades at Gardner Pool, including replacing the concrete deck and pool liner, completed a comprehensive study of the traffic signal system, analyzed and considered building a roundabout at the 5 Points intersection, appointed Katie Smitty as the city's 6th city manager after a thorough selection process. Whereas through his 16 years of service, Rob consistently based his public policy decisions on what was best for the community, while also heavily considering the impact of those decisions on individual Oakwood citizens, businesses, and neighborhoods. And whereas Rob distinguished himself through his consistent willingness to hear from any and all citizens for as long as necessary in order to provide everyone the opportunity to express their feelings and opinions on issues. Whereas during his service on City Council, Rob was always a staunch supporter of projects and programs that improve the environment and living conditions for all citizens in Oakwood and in the Miami Valley. Whereas Rob always made decisions that recognized the reality and necessity of change, yet stressed the importance of retaining the charm and storied history of our unique community. And whereas during his public service career, Rob was a responsible guardian of the public checkbook and participated in operation and adoption of 16 annual city budgets and consistently attended the regular meetings with the Budget Review Committee. And whereas through his entire public service career, Rob respected the city manager form of government outlined in the Oakwood City Charter and was a dedicated supporter of empowering and backing city staff. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Oakwood, Montgomery County, Ohio, that Section 1, the Council of the City of Oakwood accords special public recognition to Rob Stevens for his 16 years of exemplary service as a member of the City Council of the City of Oakwood. Section 2, fellow members of council, members of city staff, and all Oakwood residents will miss the special way in which Rob Stevens made every citizen feel they were an important part of the community. And Section 3, through this resolution, the City Council hereby declares and expresses sincere gratitude and appreciation from the citizens, public officials, and employees of the City of Oakwood for the 16 years of dedicated public service that Rob Stevens has rendered to this community. And I will ask for a second to this resolution, and then we will officially vote on it.
Second.
Comments are not allowed. Okay, go ahead.
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
I would have said no.
It passed unanimously. I have here a copy of this resolution signed by the remaining members of City Council, as well as our city manager, Ms. Smitty. And I will present this to you, Rob. And in addition to that, City Council has banded together to purchase a brick at Smith Gardens reserved for special honorees.
You said we're going to throw it through his window.
Yes, I did say that. We don't have the brick yet, but we have an artist replica of what the brick looks like. And it says, Rob Stevens, City Council Member, 2010 to 2025, a man with a passion for Oakwood. So I move we congratulate you. Next, I'm going to ask the other members of council if they have any specific comments or corrections to the resolution, and if they want to say anything about our service with Rob. And then at the end, I will waive the 3-minute rule to allow Rob to respond or rebut. Councilmember Jackson.
Thank you, Mayor. You bet I have something to say. As much as I understand and respect your decision to move on after 16 years of dedicated service, I can't help but feel sorry to see you leave council. I'm genuinely grateful for the opportunity to have served with you. 2 years ago, you were intentional and thoughtful about helping me settle into my role on council. You took the time to show me the ropes and helped me to get up to speed on how things work. Your easygoing support made all the difference, and I will always be grateful for how you made me feel as if I were part of the team from day one. I'll also miss the lively banter you instigate during our work sessions. More than once, I've witnessed you voice your strong opinion on an issue the moment it was presented. Then, with your usual self-deprecating humor, you'd finish by saying, "Hey, what do I know? I'm just an insurance guy." To me, that was a reminder that while you were confident in your perspective, you also made space to listen to others. It reflected a willingness to engage in dialogue and hear differing views, something I deeply admire. What I most respect about you is your genuine passion for Oakwood. Born, educated, and having managed a business here, as well as serving the community, you've shown time and again that your commitment to Oakwood runs deep. You've always wanted Oakwood to advance and improve, but with the unwavering belief that we must preserve what makes the city so special, a place where people feel fortunate to live. You've poured so much of your time and energy into this role, and you've always held the people of this community in the highest regard. It's been a pleasure to witness your dedication to representing their voices on council. Again, I'll miss you here, and I'm glad I'll see you at Rotary meetings. Thank you, Rob, for all your service and friendship.
Thank you.
Councilmember Turbin.
Yes, thank you. Wow. Well, as someone who was born and raised here, your 16 years on City Council is a testament to your integrity, dedication, and love for this community. And we will all miss you very much.
Vice Mayor Byington.
Thank you.
No comments this evening. Just kidding.
You can say no comment. We can move on.
I know how much you hate repetition of comments, so I'm going to just keep mine to stuff that hasn't been said already. But you know, Rob has taught me that, you know, when working on things in this city, there are always two ways to get to a destination. We are, as Healy mentioned, you know, usually that instigation is usually between Rob and myself. We have lively banter is what I like to refer to it as. But it has always proven to me that, you know, as confident as I am in my own decision-making process, I'm also confident in your utmost love for this community and wanting to do the very best you can for it. So it has opened my eyes in a lot of cases to things that I wouldn't have thought that I would be on board with. And I think that at the end of the day, we've always arrived at that same destination, which is a better Oakwood. So, you know, generally these kind of things are, you know, me and you are both kind of the weepy kind of guys. But the nice thing about this is that, you know, I know for a fact that just because he won't be sitting at the seat, he will always be that person that I can go to and bounce ideas off of, ask questions, get his opinion, because boy, he's more than happy to give it to me. But, you know, so it'll be sad not having you here, but I will always know that, you know, if I have anything that I need to talk with you about, you'll be there for me. So, and then the last thing I will say is, you know, not as your friend and not as a fellow council member, but as an Oakwood constituent, I will say that, you know, I am very grateful for all the things that you've done for this community. You've served myself, my family, my friends, my neighbors in the very best way possible. I've been proud to vote for you for 4 times in a row. I wish I could have voted a 5th time. I probably did vote a fraud. We're not going to talk about that. But there's just a deep amount of gratitude for all that you've done for this community. And we'll see you around the neighborhood. Thanks, buddy. Love you, brother.
The mark of a leader is someone who leaves an organization better than what he found it when he arrived. And I think if you look at all of the items that have in this resolution that we passed, you can see that Councilmember Stevens definitely left Oakwood better than what he found it. And for that, I congratulate you. You are a good friend. My highlight is after purchasing my homeowner's insurance from Stevens Insurance Company right across the street. It was 10 years ago in July that a tree fell on my house. And the repairs that Rob's insurance company had to pay me are still more than I've paid him in insurance premiums. So I appreciate that. And I also fondly recall going down to the 2015 All-Star game, and I'm sorry, not the All-Star game, but the Home Run Derby, the Home Run Derby that Todd Frazier won, if you all remember that. That would be a fun event. And I'm trying to remember, did you like Bronson Arroyo or did you hate him?
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Anyway, again, congratulations to your service, and you now have the opportunity to tell the other members of council what you really think of us.
No, I wouldn't do that. Thank you, Bill, for your comments. I just want to thank everyone. I'm going to make this short as well, so you don't have to worry about the 3-minute rule. I've loved my time on council. I've enjoyed the past 16 years. I've learned something. I learn something new every week. It's amazing what it takes to run a city, and I do believe that our staff really takes care of the city. We're just the overseer, and our staff is amazing. First, I'd like to thank my wife. 16 years. That's a lot of meetings I missed. Meetings at home is what I'm referring to. The meals, the events, the different things we would do. And Sharon has always been very supportive of me doing this role, so I really appreciate that. Excited to see my mom here tonight and my kids. I've got a great family. And God, they told me I was going to get all emotional. I told them I wouldn't, and I said I'm not going to look at them, and I just looked at them. All right. So anyway, they've always been very supportive. I don't think my kids really know what I do when I go to a meeting on a Monday night, but hopefully now they have an idea of what we did over the past 16 years. I want to thank Healy and Lee, Steve and Bill, former council members, Ann Hilton, Chris Epley. They've all been great to work with. The best part of this is we've always gotten along. We talk about the banter. Well, that's probably just my fault because I'm the guy that likes to bring a little humor to a meeting. But when it's time to be serious, we're all very serious, and we get a lot done. The staff here is what, like I said earlier, makes this place really work. I really believe that. Former incredible employees, Norbert, Jay, Carol, Cindy. I worked with them for a long time, and they were just wonderful to work with. They led this city and did a great job. And currently, you've got a long list of wonderful, wonderful department heads and leaders on the staff: Alan, Doug, Rob, Chris, Marilee, Sangeeta, Keith, and of course our new city manager, Katie. I mean, I was sad to see Norb leave. I think the world of Norb, but Katie has done a fine job, and I fully believe Katie will take this city to the next level. I really believe that. I don't have much else to say. I have to thank the citizens for voting for me for 4 different times. It's not as easy as you think when you're running an election, but it's well worth it. And I've really enjoyed doing this. It's just I have other family commitments and obligations I need to move on to. So I'm really happy with what I did, and I just want to thank everyone for all their support.
Thank you. It's now time for our city manager's report, and I'll give council one last crack at Rob here after our city manager's report.
Well, thank you, Mayor. This is going to be hard to follow that. So, the city will host a public information meeting at the Oakwood Community Center on Wednesday, December 17th at 6:00 p.m. to review the electric and gas aggregation programs. Residents will be able to ask questions and learn more about how the program works. Anybody interested in attending should call the OCC to register and bring copies of your current electric bills. Oakwood's annual Holiday of Lights event takes place on Sunday, December 14th. Volunteers are still needed to assist the beautification committee with setting up and lighting the luminaries, so anyone interested can sign up at the city's website. A reminder that resident feedback on our park survey is due this Friday, December 5th. We are encouraging everyone to participate, as this input will help guide future park planning and improvements. And lastly, I also just want to take a minute to thank Councilmember Stevens for his steady support his thoughtful perspective and commitment to the community. They have been very much appreciated by staff and residents alike, and I am particularly grateful for his guidance, leadership, and humor over the past year. So you will be missed, Rob, but I know where you live and work.
Any questions for our city manager? All right, we'll now go to council comments. You get one last crack. Councilmember Jackson.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to wish everyone a safe, joyful, and blessed holiday season, and I hope that everyone will set out their luminarias and attend the Oakwood Historical Society's open house.
Thank you. Councilmember Turbin.
Wow, that was short. Well, we do have some holiday celebrations coming up this weekend. I'd like to invite everybody to help us ring in the holidays with the Shops of Oakwood this Saturday from 10 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. It'll be right there on Far Hills and Triangle. Santa will be there with his helpers for those last-minute requests, and I understand pictures will also be taken. And we have 2 great food trucks coming, El Maison and Say Cheese. So you should really show up and show your joyfulness. So join us to ring in the holidays. And on the holiday, on the Oakwood Historical Society, they are having an open house this Sunday, and that's going to be from 2 to 5. And we're going to have hot cider and an open hearth in the summer kitchen, and I'll be making cookies in the 1923 kitchen. So please stop in and see us. If you are interested, please call and let us know. And remember to park off premises and enjoy the brisk walk up to the homestead. Thank you.
Councilmember Stevens.
Yeah, just a couple quick congratulations. I'd like to recognize and congratulate Miamisburg City Manager Keith Johnson. He's retiring. I've gotten to know Keith really well through my work with the MVCC, and he's retiring after 41 years of public service, 31 in the city of Miamisburg. And Keith's a wonderful man. I wish him all the best in his next chapter. And also I want to congratulate and thank Stephen Harding, council member in Springboro. He just finished his 2-year term as MVCC chairman, and he did a fabulous job. And he's going to remain on MVCC, which is really good because that's an organization that's really moving ahead and doing a lot of new good things. So.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Byington.
Just piggybacking on what Councilmember Turbin was mentioning, we've got the Shops of Oakwood. I just encourage everybody to shop local as much as you possibly can. We've got fantastic vendors here, and if it's not here, please do it at least in the Miami Valley area. Try to avoid the big stores and the Amazons and all the rest of the stuff. You'll love the fact that there's not as many vans if you don't shop Amazon around our community. The other thing I just wanted to say is we're losing Rob, but on January 5th I encourage everybody to come back. So we're going to have the swearing in for our newest member, Sam Dorff. I look forward to the next 4 years with him on the council and working in our usual congenial manner on this council. So please come back January 5th.
Thank you. I'd like to invite everyone to stay after our meeting because we have some cake and I think there's some cookies back there. So you're all welcome in the audience to share some cake with Rob and congratulate him for his past service and his future endeavors. And immediately after I adjourn this meeting, we have a 1-minute meeting for our Community Improvement Corporation annual meeting. So I'll adjourn this meeting and then open up the next meeting. And I have one other person I'd like to recognize. We've had a lot of retirements this year over the last 12, 13 months. And another person that I'd like to acknowledge publicly is our longtime tax administrator, Linda Merker. She retired in November after 20 years of service to our fine community. Most people think that you're not supposed to congratulate a tax administrator, but she did an outstanding job. And not only that, but she was well known not just throughout the region, but throughout the state with her knowledge of Ohio municipal income tax. She was, prior to coming for Oakwood, she worked for Price Waterhouse as an accountant, tax accountant. And we have promoted her assistant, Michelle Baker, and she began, I think, right as Linda left. And so I happened to see Linda as she was coming out of Dorothy Lane Market, and I was going in, and we exchanged pleasantries, and she seemed as happy as a clam. So we will adjourn this meeting. Again, please stay and eat some cake so Rob doesn't take it all home with him. So this meeting is adjourned. I will now open up the call to order to our Community Improvement Corporation annual meeting, and I'd ask Lori to call the roll.
Mr. Duncan?
Here.
Mr. Byington?
Here.
Mr. Stevens?
Here.
Mrs. Turbin?
Here.
Mrs. Jackson?
Here.
And then we need a motion to approve the minutes of our December 2nd, 2024 meeting.
So moved.
Second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And the only item of business is we have to elect officers, and our officers will be myself as president, Steve Byington, vice president, Katie Smitty, city manager, or she's the secretary, Lee Turbin is treasurer, the executive director is Katie Smitty, our city manager. We'll have a new assistant treasurer, and that will be Mary Lee Leonard, who is replacing Cindy Stafford, who retired this spring. And the assistant secretary is none other than Lori Stasel. I would make a motion that a second that we approve those.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We have no other new business, so we are adjourned. Let's eat cake.